A very good morning to you, Israel. Well, we're at Sterling High, one of the vaccination centers here in the Eastern Cape in the Buffalo City Metro. Well, indeed, the minister has arrived. She's currently locked in the meeting, in the political briefing with the Education MEC, Fundile Gade. As we speak now, Desiree, this week alone, the province received just over 31,000 new vaccine doses for the education sector, adding to the 45,000 that was used last week. With me, I do have the General Secretary of Sadtu here in the Eastern Cape, Mr. Chris Mdingi. A very good morning to you, sir. How is Sadtu seeing the vaccination, the rollout of the vaccine thus far?
Good morning, and thank you very much for the opportunity. As Sadtu Eastern Cape, we are more than happy. We are really pleased by the progress that has been made this far, in spite of all the conspiracy theories which were trying to discourage people from coming and get the jab for themselves, so as to prevent the spread and the death of many people, as we have lost quite a number of teachers in 2020. So there have been no hiccups, no negative reports that we have received this far. So we are really humbled and over the moon, and we are calling upon even those teachers we have not yet received to display some kind of patience now going forward, because their turn is guaranteed and is to come. They must just stay calm and cool, collected, so that we face this together, united as we started until the end. So that's our clarion call that we are making to the teachers out there and the communities, that this thing indeed is here to help. Thank you very much.
What kind of tools are you using to encourage teachers to come forward with Chris?
We are relying solely on the virtual meetings that we convene. We also send SMSs to our members using our own platform as the organization, because we've got our own website wherein members can access the information. And through the full-time shop stewards, we are doing everything possible in our power to make sure that teachers do get this very important and valuable information for their own good, so that they become the ambassadors and continue to advocate what we are advocating as leaders. Hence, we led from the forefront since the beginning of this rollout. So that's what has helped us this far. Thank you.
As Sadtu in the Eastern Cape, the minister is here. You've seen her. What submissions are you making with regards to this rollout program?
We want to humble ourselves first and foremost and appreciate the gesture by the Department of Basic Education in ensuring that at least teachers are taken up and other employees who are in the space of the Department of Education to get this jab. Because remember, the work that we do is so essential. In as much as one would argue strongly that we are not essential workers, but the work itself that we are doing is so essential. It is much humbling again to see the minister taking her own valuable time to come to our beloved province, the province of the legends, to come and interface with us, despite all what is taking place under level 4. So that indeed shows the commitment in the minister herself to come down and monitor what is happening in the Eastern Cape Department of Education, so that we all read from the same hymn book page and there are no deviations in the process of trying to roll out. Really, this is pleasing to see the minister herself coming down.
She is coming to the Buffalo City Metro. The school she'll be visiting, it's George Randall, which is a high school, and this one, Sterling, that we're in, and the primary school in Buffalo Flats. But one might say, why doesn't she visit rural areas where there are challenges of infrastructure? And now that there's the vaccine program rolling out, maybe it could be effective there to see how schools that had already had other challenges, how would you view those issues such as infrastructure, and now that there's a vaccine program that needs to be rolled out to save lives? What do you make of her visiting schools that are, one can say, doing well?
One would rely here on instinct, because there is no readily available information that has been shared with us as stakeholders, in particular Sadtu, as to why has the minister decided to choose these particular schools. And the instinct that is with us is that probably it could be on the basis of BCCM being regarded as the hotspot, and to check indeed if the efforts that are supposed to be put in place in curbing the situation in the Buffalo City, which is regarded or declared a hotspot, are really in the form and in the shape in which they are expected to be, so that we really curb the spread of the virus in the so-called hotspot area. I may not have any better explanation than that, because there has been no brief as to why choosing this. It's only our suspicion and instinct that is telling us as to why perhaps the minister decided to focus in this area. Otherwise, we would perhaps explain better if we were briefed. But now we rely solely on our suspicion as to why the minister, and I guess even in the interest of time, the minister would then focus on the nearby areas as the day, goes faster than one may think in terms of time, as time flies. That's our response precisely on the question.
Okay, the last year, the year of 2020, the matric pass rate dropped by 5% due to COVID-19. Aren't you scared, or aren't you worried or concerned that this year might drop a bit further, even though there are measures in place, there are measures that are put in place to ensure that doesn't happen?
We will forever be concerned as long as there is this virus and the speed at which we are moving in terms of addressing all the challenges that have come with the COVID-19. So we are really concerned, because we would want to see our province doing much more better than it is now. Thank you.
I thank you so much. Well, Desiree, as you can see, there's visuals here of the Minister Angie Motshekga and the MEC Fundile Gade making their way into this vaccination center. We shall bring you more on this, Desiree. Back to you in studio.
Thank you so much there to Abongile. Of course, that's a story we'll continue to chase as well.